Okay, hi everyone. I hope you're having a great Saturday so far. We're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna start in child's pose today. So you can go ahead and bring your big toes together, your knees out wide. We'll walk our palms, our arms out, letting our chest come down to the ground. Maybe forehead comes down to the ground. Maybe rocking your forehead side to side, massaging your third eye center. We'll take 3 cleansing breaths here to start our practice. So this first one, we'll just inhale in through the nose, making it maybe your biggest, deepest breath of the day. And as we exhale, we'll sigh something out. So coming into child's pose, if you're just joining us, welcome. Next in, breath in through the nose. Maybe pausing at the top, sucking in just a little bit more air. And then exhale, sigh something out, let something go. And then last one, inhaling in through the nose. Pausing at the top, holding for 3 and 2 and 1. And exhale, sigh something out, let something go. We're going to walk our palms over towards the right side of the mat. Placing your left palm maybe on top of the right. Getting into that left side body here. And then slowly walking your palms back to center. Taking a moment, feeling the difference between the two sides. Then making your way over towards that left side of the mat. Maybe placing your right palm on top of the left. And then slowly, gently making your way back to center. We'll start to cultivate our Ujjayi breathing. So we're in a child's pose here. Breathing in through the nose, exhaling out of the nose. Maybe slightly constricting the back of your throat, making that ocean-like sound on the exhale. We'll take a few more deep breaths here. Taking some time to set intention for practice today. So maybe choosing a word, a phrase, or a mantra that you can come back to that brings you back to this breath, this easy breath, smooth. Nice, and then sealing that intention, that word or mantra in with an inhale. As we exhale, let that go. Sigh something out. Nice, next inhale. Rising up to our tabletop to all fours, so our shoulders stack over our wrists, our hips are over our knees. We're going to take some cat-cows here. So every inhale, dropping the belly, lifting the chin. And every exhale, rounding through the spine, tucking the chin in. Thinking about with your own breath, inhaling, looking up. And exhaling, tucking in. Taking about 5 more breaths here, so adding in whatever organic, intuitive movement you want to. Maybe it's dancing lines. Anything in here. Maybe it's just regular cat-cows. Working the primary and secondary curves of the spine. Take about 1 more breath and then meet me back at neutral. So working out our wrists, getting ready to bear weight on them. We'll flip our right fingertips back towards the body, taking small circles over that right wrist. Maybe slightly moving the hips forward and back. Nice, and then either keeping the right palm how it is or flipping it back to face front. We're gonna flip the left fingertips towards our body too. Taking those small circles again. Nice, in the beginning to flip your right palm so your palm faces up, back of hands on the ground. We're gonna start crunching the fingers in towards a ball. So feeling through the back of the wrist here maybe. And eventually taking our left palm, doing the same there. Nice, and then releasing that right palm back to center, keeping with the left palm. And then releasing the left palm back to center. We're going to walk our palms out, coming into our puppy posture, a huge chest opener, heart opener, bringing our chest down to the ground, our hips stay over our knees. Maybe forehead comes to ground, maybe chin comes to ground if you have the space. Your forehead's to the ground and you want to take prayer hands behind the back. Feel free to bring those thumb knuckles towards your back of the neck. Maybe adding in a little balance here, lifting your heels up towards your glutes. We'll be here for a few more breaths. And slowly, gently walking back to that neutral tabletop. And it's beginning to tuck your toes underneath you, starting to lift up your knees about 2 inches off the ground. We're hovering them here. Nice, beginning to lift up that right leg to 90 degrees. So the sole of the foot comes towards the sky. The left knee still hovering here. Nice, breathing in this table, this hovering table. Nice, and then setting that leg down. Lifting up the left leg, keeping the right knee hovering off the ground. Finding some strength here, activating into the core. And releasing that leg down. Nice, sitting the hips back and up, keeping the shins parallel to the mat, coming into turbo dog. So chest is pressing towards tops of thighs. Nice, holding here for one more inhale. And then exhale, straightening through the legs, finding our downward facing dog. Our first down dog of the day. So finding that upward, upside down V shape. Pressing into our thumb and our index, creating that L in our hands. Nice, maybe taking a cleansing breath here, inhaling in through the nose. And exhale, sighing something out. Nice, inhale, rolling forward to our high plank. Nice, coming onto the tops of the toes. As we exhale, making our way to turbo dog. Bending the knees so shins are parallel to the ground. Chest presses back towards tops of quads. Nice, and then extending the legs out for down dog. Taking one more of those, inhaling to our high plank. As we exhale, finding that turbo dog. Inhaling here, and exhaling, straightening out for our downward facing dog. Next inhale, right leg lifts up towards the sky. Keeping our hips squared off here, our pinky toes pointing down to the floor. Nice, placing that right foot right in front of the left foot, so shortening that down dog just a bit. Once we set that foot down, we lift up the left for our 3 points. So it's like a shortened three-legged dog. Placing that left foot in front of the right. We'll take this all the way to the top of the mat. So making our way into our forward fold, but going as slow as you can, really getting the stretch through the back of the legs, that extension in the body. Nice and meeting me in this forward fold. Beginning to heel toe the feet about 2 fist distance apart. We'll inhale, halfway lift. As we exhale, we'll take our peace fingers to our big toes. Lengthen through that spine, and exhale, fold forward. Let the elbows come to each side of the room. Let the chest come on top of the legs. So bend the knees as much as you need to get them there. Make this about the spine. Nice, maybe sway side to side. Nod your head, yes and no. Nice, and as we inhale, slow as we can, roll up to stand, one vertebrae at a time. Neck is the last thing, head is the last thing to come up. Nice, next inhale, palms come up overhead, gaze goes up. And exhale, swan dive forward, folding over your legs. We'll inhale, halfway lift. As we exhale, stepping that left foot back, then stepping that right foot back. Maybe modifying it this first time by letting the knees come to the ground. If not, we shift forward on the inhale, rolling onto the toes as far as you can. Exhale, lower halfway down. Staying here for the full exhale. Nice, making sure shoulders don't go past our elbows. Inhale forward for upward facing dog or cobra. Palms and tops of feet are the only thing on the ground. Knees goes up, maybe even back. And exhale back for our downward facing dog. So that's our flow we'll be taking. If you want to add anything or take anything away, feel free to do so. Maybe just shift back to down dog, or maybe adding in handstands or chin stands. Next inhale, gaze goes to the top of the mat. We'll take that same variation actually. So exhale here, next inhale, we'll lift that right leg up for a 3-point. Nice, and then placing that foot right in front of the left. Maybe taking this a little bit faster this time. Inhale, left leg goes up. Exhale, placing it in front of the right. Inhale, right leg goes up. Placing it in front of the left. Continuing with your own breath. And eventually meeting me in down dog, or in forward fold at the top of your mat. Nice. Inhaling, halfway lifting, heel toeing the feet 2 fist distance apart. We'll take Hastasana this time. So sliding those palms underneath your feet, palms face up. Nice, back of hand is on the ground. Maybe your toes come all the way to the wrists. We'll inhale, lengthen through the spine. As we exhale, we'll let the elbows go to the sides. Nice, maybe rocking side to side here, massaging the hands. Inhale, halfway lifting, releasing that bind, and exhale, folding forward. Heel toeing those feet back together. As we inhale, we root to rise up to our fierce pose. So bending through the knees. Nice, palms come up overhead, making sure our shoulders are locked in. Nice, maybe gaze goes up to palms, maybe palms touch. Nice, holding here for a breath. Next inhale, palms come to heart center. As we exhale, we'll twist over towards that right side, maybe hooking the elbow. Holding here for a few breaths, making sure our knees are in line with one another. Trying to stack our shoulders on top of one another. Trying to keep our palms right at heart center, maybe looking up past that right shoulder. Nice, inhaling back to center. And then exhaling over towards that left side. Same thing here. Maybe gaze goes up past the left shoulder. Trying to keep our palms right at heart center. Holding here for another breath. Then inhaling back to center. As we exhale, we fold forward. Inhale, peeking up. Exhale, stepping that left foot back, rising up to our warrior one. So left foot goes back to 45. Right knee bends. Palms come up overhead. Trying to keep the hips parallel to the front of the mat. Or squared off to the front of the mat, rather. Nice, inhaling here. Feeling into this warrior one, our first warrior one of the day. Sinking a little bit lower in that front knee. Making sure the outside of our back foot's still pressing down. Nice, one more inhale here. And exhale, lifting that back heel, setting the knee down, coming into our low crescent lunge. Nice, inhaling, lengthening here. As we exhale, we'll find half splits, but just for the exhale. Nice, so maybe not even touching the ground, using pure core strength. Next inhale, rising back up to our low crescent. Nice, exhaling, straightening that front leg, coming into half splits. Inhaling up for low crescent. Exhaling back, half splits. Do 2 more. Inhaling up, low crescent. Exhaling back, half splits. So some dynamic movement in our legs. Inhaling up, low crescent. This time we hold as we exhale back. Coming into our half splits, maybe this time setting the palms beside the leg. Nice inhaling, lengthening through the spine, and exhaling, folding forward. We'll be here for about 4 deep breaths. Next inhale, we sink into that front leg. We'll find a quad stretch here. So opening up to an easy twist, reaching our right arm up and back. Maybe bringing in that left foot, maybe grabbing a hold of that left foot, finding a quad stretch here. This isn't accessible for you, no worries. Maybe just going with that intention. So at least trying to bend the knee, reaching back for the foot. You have the bind, maybe looking past that right shoulder. And releasing that down, framing the front foot, picking up that back knee and stepping the left foot in to meet the right. Nice inhaling here, exhaling, folding. Nice inhale, root to rise, coming back into that fierce pose. Nice inhale, palms come to heart center. As we exhale, we twist over towards that right side. Nice, maybe this time going a little bit further. If you want to add in side crow here, feel free to do so. If not, we're just holding. Maybe coming back to the breath, back to intention if the breath's a little choppy. Nice inhale, coming back to center. Exhaling over towards the left side, maybe opening up the arms, maybe finding balance here if you wish to do so. Inhaling back up to center and exhaling, folding over the legs. Nice, next inhale, right foot steps back. We're coming into warrior one on our left side, so front left leg bends. Nice, palms come up overhead, maybe palms touch. Finding heel to heel alignment here. Bending, sinking a little deeper into that left leg. Making sure outside of our right foot still pressing down into the mat. Nice, holding here for 2 more breaths. And slowly beginning to lift that back heel up, setting that back knee down, sinking into our low crescent lunge. Nice, inhaling, looking up, lengthening through the spine. As we exhale, we'll find that half splits. Nice, inhaling back up, low crescent. And exhaling, half splits. Inhaling up for low crescent. Exhaling back for half splits. 2 more, inhaling up, low crescent. And exhaling back for half splits. Last one, inhaling up for low crescent. As we exhale, we stay in this half splits. So maybe placing the palms down, inhale, halfway lifting. And exhale, folding over that front leg. Making sure our right leg's still engaged by flexing those, left leg's still engaged by flexing those left toes towards your shin. We'll be here for about 3 more deep breaths. Then bending into that left leg, coming into our quad stretch, planting that right palm firmly down on the ground, opening up with the left palm, maybe reaching back, grabbing a hold of that right foot. Nice, maybe gaze goes back towards that foot, making this a twist too. We'll be here for about 3 more deep breaths. And releasing that foot down. This time picking up the back foot, lifting the back knee, stepping the front foot back to our high plank. We'll shift forward, listen closely, lowering down halfway. Nice, inhaling back up. We'll take 2 more yoga push-ups, lowering down halfway. Inhaling back up. Nice, exhale, lower down halfway. Inhaling back up. Nice, inhaling, rolling forward, lowering down halfway. This time we inhale forward for our upward facing dog. Nice, and exhale, send the hips back for downward facing dog. Taking a cleansing breath here, inhaling in through the nose, and exhaling, sighing something out. Next, inhale, right leg lifts up for 3-point. This time maybe opening up the hips, bending the knee, taking small circles with the ankle, maybe bringing the circles into your hips, making sure we switch the direction. Nice, and then squaring that leg back off, coming back to our 3-point. We'll bring knee to nose for cheetah, rolling forward on those left toes. Extend that leg back. Nice, knee to elbow or tricep for mountain climber. Nice, extending it back. That's one, knee to opposite elbow for reverse mountain climber. Making sure our hips still stay squared off to the ground. And sending it back. Nice, holding in this 3-point, energetically pulling your left heel down to the ground. Flexing through that right foot like you're pressing it against the back wall. If there's a wall behind you. Nice, and next exhale, releasing that down to the mat. Pedaling out the feet. Nice, inhaling left foot up to 3-point. Nice, this time opening up the hips. Maybe taking circles with the ankle, with the hip. Making sure we switch the direction, evening that out. Nice, we'll square the hips back off, coming back to our 3-point. As we exhale, we'll bring knee to nose for cheetah. Nice, inhaling, extending it back out long. Exhaling, knee to nose for mountain climber, knee to elbow for mountain climber. Inhaling, extending it out long. And last one, exhaling, knee to opposite elbow for reverse mountain climber. Nice, and extending that out long, holding in this 3-point, energetically pulling our right heel down to the ground, squaring off our hips, staying super strong in our arms, not dumping into our palms. Nice, energetically pushing that back, that left sole foot towards the wall. Nice, and then exhaling, releasing that down to the ground. Next, inhale, rolling forward to our high plank. We'll lower down halfway. Nice, inhaling back up for a yoga push-up. This time lowering down halfway. Inhaling, spilling the chest through for upward facing dog. And exhaling, sending the hips back for downward facing dog. Feeling free to skip any of that. Nice, next inhale, right leg rises up for 3-point. Nice, bringing that foot in between the palms, trying to not move the palms. So finding that space in the chest, finding that hollow back, that hollow belly. Nice. Coming into an easy twist. So lifting that right arm up, left palm is planted firmly down. Nice, getting super light in the left palm. We're gonna open up to our water wheel. Nice, so we're facing the right side of your mat. Maybe gaze goes back to that right palm. Arms are out, kind of in a T, but our chest is twisted. If you're not exalt this, feel free to do so. Nice, and next inhale, coming into our high crescent lunge. So just squaring that chest back off. Arms go up, maybe gaze goes up. Maybe taking a little bend in the back knee and then straightening it out. Nice, holding here for another in-breath. On the exhale, we'll find Skandasana to the back of the mat. So bending through that left leg, right toes goes up towards the sky. This is way too much and you just want to find a little bit more strength. Or if you just want to find strength in general, you can lift up so your glutes are in line with your knee. If not, we're sinking down into it. Maybe opening up the arms. We'll be here for another 2 breaths. Nice, and then lifting out of that leg, walking the palms towards the top of the mat, finding Kundalini with a twist. So bringing that right knee in towards the back of the left knee in towards the back of the right knee, replacing the left palm on the ground, opening up with the right palm. Nice, and keeping the twist in the upper body exactly how it is, beginning to straighten through both the legs, coming into a revolved half moon. So this is a big transition here. Nice, only here for one more breath. Inhaling in, and on the exhale, we bring that front foot, stepping the back foot into our pyramid pose. It's about 3 feet behind that right leg. We'll inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, fold over that leg. Nice, staying here for another 2 breaths. Then inhaling, halfway lifting, stepping that back foot up to meet the right. Nice, we're gonna take big toe hold, but this time planting our left leg down. So go ahead and taking that bind with your peace fingers around the right big toe. You can bring the knee in, so don't worry about if you don't usually grab the big toe. We're gonna slowly rise up to stand. If this is your pose, this is perfect. If you wanna start extending the leg, feel free to do so. A knee in the bend is okay, don't worry about that. Just worry about straightening out through the standing leg and making sure our shoulders are in line over our hips. And then maybe straightening that extended leg. Nice, choosing a drishti, something to focus on. Nice, and then slowly bringing the bend back into that knee, releasing the bind, releasing into stork. We're gonna step that foot back. Nice, placing both hands on the inside of the left leg, coming into our lizard, our high lizard pose. Nice, beginning to lift up into our mountain climber, so bending through that left knee. Nice, knee to elbow here, and extending it back for 3-point. Releasing that foot down to the ground, or maybe keeping it lifted as we roll through a vinyasa. So taking it with your own breath, lowering down halfway for chaturanga, inhaling up for upward facing dog, and exhaling back for downward facing dog. Nice, taking a cleansing breath here, inhaling in through the nose, and exhaling, sighing something out. Next in breath, left leg rises up for 3-point. We'll bring that foot in between the palms. Try not to move the palms if you can. Nice, inhaling open for an easy twist. Lifting that left arm up, the right palm is firmly planted down. Nice, beginning to get super, super light in that right hand. Lifting up to our water wheel. So maybe gaze goes back towards our left palm. Be here for a few breaths, maybe finding exalted. Next inhale, squaring off the hips, squaring off the chest to the front of the mat, coming into our high crescent lunge. So maybe bending through that back leg, then straightening it. Maybe looking up. Inhaling here. Next exhale, we'll find Skandasana to the back of the mat. So this time bending into that right leg. Left toes go up towards the sky. Again, if you'd rather find strength here, feel free to do so by lifting up the hips. Maybe opening up the shoulders here if you wish to do so. Nice, we'll be here for 3 more breaths. Then releasing palms down to the ground, making our way to Kundalini with a twist to the front of the mat. So bringing that right knee in towards the back of the left, placing the right palm down on the ground. Left arm shoots up, twisting open towards the left side of the mat. And keeping the chest exactly how it is. Beginning to straighten through both legs, coming into a revolved half moon. Holding here for 1 more breath. Inhaling here, And exhaling, setting that back foot down, setting up for a pyramid. So back foot's about 3 feet behind the left. Nice, we'll inhale, halfway lift. As we exhale, we'll fold over that leg. Releasing into this stretch for about 3 breaths. And then inhale, halfway lifting, bringing that right foot to meet the left. Nice, rooting firmly down into that right foot, coming into our big toe hold on our left side. So bringing that left knee into chest. Nice, maybe extending the leg out long, maybe keeping the bend in the leg, doesn't matter here. Choosing a drishti point, something to focus on. We'll be here for 3 more breaths. Yes, and then bringing that left knee back into chest, sending it back, coming into our high lizard on our right side. So palms come on the inside of that right leg. Nice, lifting into our mountain climber. So lifting that right foot off the ground and sending it back for 3-point. Taking it through a flow, maybe keeping that leg extended, or maybe just skipping it all together. You choose. Meeting me in down dog. Nice, we'll take a cleansing breath here. So inhaling in through the nose and exhaling, sighing something out. Nice, next inhale, peeking up to the top of your mat. As we exhale, make our way into Malasana squat. So however you want to do that, maybe hopping, maybe stepping. Just making sure feet are at least max width distance. Toes parallel if you can. If not, we'll send them out. We want our heels on the ground. Nice, maybe bringing palms to heart center, pressing the outsides of your elbows against the insides of the legs, and vice versa. So filling the chest through. Nice, holding here for a few breaths. Maybe closing your eyes and coming back to intention. Slowly coming into a little bit more challenging posture. We'll extend the hips back, parallel the feet off if they're not. Nice, so our shoulders and our hips are in a line. We're gonna extend the arms forward. So coming into this kind of squat. Nice, if you want even more of a challenge, you can to lift up on one of the heels and then lifting the other. Nice, so we're just on our toes. Beginning to feel the whole body tremble, the legs trembling, shaking maybe. Nice, we'll be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lifting the hips up towards the sky, heel toeing the feet back in. Nice halfway lifting. As we exhale, we'll find crow actually. So if you have crow in your practice and you want to play around with it, we'll do that here. So a good way to do that, so finding chaturanga arms. If you've never done crow before, I would start by finding chaturanga arms, placing your knees kind of as close to the elbows as you can. Most important thing, shifting your weight forward. So beginning to lift one leg off the ground and then the other. Nice, maybe finding balance here. If that's not in your practice and you just want to shoot it back to chaturanga, feel free to do so, or step it back, or just send your hips back for downward facing dog. But that gives an opportunity to play to those who want to. We'll take 2 deep breaths in this down dog. Next inhale, right leg rises for 3-point. Bring that foot in between the palms. Opening up to our warrior 1. We've been here before. Back foot spins to 45. Gaze goes up towards the palms. Nice. Staying here for just one more inhale. As we exhale, we'll bring our palms down to the mat. Coming into our grounded warrior 3. So palms come in a line with that right foot. Holding over that right leg. Back leg is straight. Toes are pointed down. Nice, holding here for a few breaths. If you want to make this a little more challenging, you're ready to lift up into your full warrior 3, feel free to do that. Nice, and wherever you are, we'll all begin to lift up into our stork. Nice, so left knee comes in the chest, arms go up overhead. We're gonna find revolved big toe hold here. So grabbing the outside of that left foot with your right hand, beginning to extend the leg. If you don't wanna grab the foot, maybe just grabbing the outside of the quad. Either one is good, it's perfect. We'll open up towards the left side of the mat. Maybe arm goes back, maybe gaze goes back. Challenging our balance here. Rooting down into that standing big toe. This will be here for one more breath. Inhaling in here. As we exhale, finding figure four. So placing the left ankle on top of the right quad. Nice, beginning to sit down into the squat. Nice, maybe bringing palms to prayer at heart center. Maybe releasing the palms down to the ground for a deeper stretch. If you have an arm balance here and want to take it, feel free to do so. If you want to try the twist, placing the left palm down, opening up towards the right. We've done a lot of twisting today. Oop. Nice, we'll be here for 3 more breaths, so taking whatever variation you'd like to take. And wherever you are, next inhale, slowly coming back up to stand, releasing back into stork and stepping that foot back for our pyramid pose. We'll inhale, open up the chest. As we exhale, beginning to fold forward, staying here just for a breath. Nice inhale, halfway lifting, and exhaling, opening up to our revolved triangle. So placing that left palm down firmly on the ground, opening the right arm up towards the right side of the mat. Maybe using a block here if you want. Maybe taking this on the inside or the outside of the right foot to challenge yourself a little bit more. Nice, making sure our hips are squared off to the mat. Nice, staying here for one more in-breath. And then exhaling, releasing that right arm down, lifting up into our half moon. Nice, so right palm goes out in front of us about a foot. Nice, opening up the hips towards the left side of the mat now. Maybe left arm goes up. Maybe gaze goes up towards that left arm. Taking one more inhale here. And exhaling, meeting that left foot down with the right. We'll inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, take your favorite forward folds. Maybe it's ragdoll, grabbing opposite elbows. Or maybe it's one of the two we took before, Padangustasana or Padahastasana. We'll all inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, take it through a flow. Maybe just send the hips back to downward facing dog. If we're taking it through a flow, we exhale down halfway for chaturanga. Inhale up for cobra or up dog. And exhale, send the hips back for downward facing dog. Taking a cleansing breath here in this down dog. Nice, nice. Inhale, left leg rises up for 3-point. We'll bring that foot in between the palms, opening up for our warrior one. Back foot spins to 45. Nice, maybe palms touch, gaze goes up. Holding here for just an inhale. And then exhale, lifting up to our grounded warrior 3. Maybe lifting up to our full warrior 3 if you're ready. Nice, holding here for about 3 more breaths. Nice, inhale, rising up to stork. So right knee comes into chest. Nice, we'll find revolve, big toe hold on the opposite side. So maybe left palm grabs the outside of the right leg, or maybe it grabs the outside of the right foot. Way to open up towards the back of the room. Nice, maybe gaze even goes back, making sure our hips are staying squared off to the front of the room. Choosing a drishti point, something to focus on. Inhaling here. As we exhale, finding our figure four. So placing the top of that right leg, or right shin, ankle on top of your left quad, sitting down to this figure four. Maybe making this more of a stretch, making it more about flexibility, or maybe making it more about strength. You can take the twist here if you did that on the other side. Rooting right palm down, lifting up with the right arm or left arm. Nice, we'll be here for about 3 more breaths. So playing around with whatever variation you want to. And then inhale, lifting up, back to our stork, and setting that foot back. Setting up for pyramid, inhale, opening up the chest, and exhale, folding forward. Staying here just for a breath, inhale, halfway lifting. As we exhale, we open up to a revolved triangle. Nice, so this time left arm goes up, right palm is firmly planted to the ground. Nice, we'll be here for about 2 more breaths. And then releasing that left palm down to the ground. Stepping that back foot up and in. Nice inhale, halfway lifting. And exhale, taking your favorite forward fold. Nice, we'll begin to lower the glutes down, all the way down to the ground. Sitting up for a Navasana boat pose. Nice, so bringing your knees together, your chest forward. Nice, if you have the tendency to place your hands behind the backs of the legs, bring them behind you so the fingertips are on the ground, so we're still engaging our abductors and abductors. Nice, lifting up into this boat pose, maybe straightening the legs. Nice, inhaling here. Next exhale, we'll bring it back for canoe. Nice, inhaling up for boat. Exhaling back for canoe. Inhaling up for boat. Exhaling back for canoe. Inhaling up for boat. And taking these with your own breath. Let's do about 10 more with your own time. Nice, and then once you've done your 10, meeting me back in that boat, we need to roll forwards and backwards. Coming all the way up into our fierce pose, bending in through the knees, palms come up overhead. Maybe gaze goes up, palms touch. Nice, bringing palms to heart center, inhaling here. As we exhale, we'll twist over towards the right. Beginning to get super, super light in that left foot, lifting the heel off the ground. Then the toes, we begin to extend the leg back. This is challenging, coming into a little bit of a balance. Nice, setting that left foot down onto the ground. We'll open up to our water wheel. Nice, holding here for just a breath. Next inhale, opening all the way up to our warrior two. Back foot comes to 90. Gaze goes past the left or right middle finger. Nice, exhaling down to our extended side angle. So maybe left arm shooting directly out of your left shoulder. Maybe it's streamlining overhead. Wherever we are, we just want our chest open, our heart open to the sky. Nice, framing that front foot. Heel toeing it back to the center of the mat. We'll step our back foot in, folding over the legs. Inhale, halfway lifting. And exhale, folding. Heel toeing the feet back together. Next inhale, we rise back up to that chair pose. Thanks, bringing palms to heart center. Inhaling here. So we exhale, twist over towards that left side. Nice, maybe this time getting super, super light on your right foot. Beginning to bring the heel towards the glutes. And straightening the legs out. Nice, maybe arms are open. We'll set that right foot down, lifting up into our water wheel. Maybe gaze goes past that left thumb. Nice, holding here for just one more breath. And then inhaling, opening up to our warrior two. Nice, back foot comes to 90. Arms are out in a T, gaze is past our left middle finger. Nice, inhaling here as we exhale, we'll find our extended side angle. Okay, so maybe the left arm is bent and the forearm's on the quad. It's a good modification. Nice, we'll be here for about 3 more breaths. And then gently releasing both hands down to the ground, lifting up the back heel. This time we step our left foot back. We roll forward to our high plank, taking 3 more of those yoga push-ups. So inhaling here as we exhale, lowering down halfway, inhaling up, exhale, lowering down halfway, inhaling up. Last one, exhaling halfway, inhaling up. Really last one, we exhale, we lower all the way down to the ground, slow as you can. Nice, extending those arms out to a T. Coming into half frog on our right side. So bending through that right leg, bring your right knee towards your right elbow. I'll do it on my left side to make it a little bit easier to see if you are watching. Coming into this hip opener here, maybe coming back to intention, to the breath if you lost it. We'll be here for about 5 to 7 more deep breaths. And then slowly, when you're ready, maybe come into this shoulder opener. So taking that, well, you guys are here, right? Taking your right leg over your chest, keeping the left arm out in a T as it is. Nice, maybe bringing right sole of the foot down to the ground. Nice, if you'd rather cactus the arm, that's totally an option. It's a different stretch, and it's a little bit, you may not have as much space. We'll be here about 3 more breaths. We'll slowly lower out of that, shifting onto our opposite side. So bringing our left knee into our left arm, setting up for half frog. We'll be here about 5 more breaths. And then slowly beginning to bring in that left arm. Maybe start pushing yourself over towards the right arm. Bring that left sole of the foot down to the ground maybe. Maybe it's just extended out long and this is enough for you. Either way is good. Practicing the arm here if you did so on the other side. And then gently releasing out of that. Nice, bringing both your palms in. We'll set up for a few belly up back bends. So zipping your legs together. If you don't have any low back injuries, bringing your heels together. We'll do Cobra for our first one. So as we inhale, maybe fingertips on the ground. We lift up using our back strength here. Just chest is lifting up, tops of feet are pressing down into the ground. Maybe starting to walk your palms back, maybe closer to your belly button. Staying for one more inhale, and then exhale, releasing out of that. Releasing your arms behind you, palms will face down. Nice, this time we'll set up for locust. So maybe bring, we'll keep the palms down first. So inhaling, just the chest comes up to start. Next inhale, maybe the legs come up, trying to keep the heels together, the knees together. Nice, going for length here, not height. Final inhale, maybe the arms come together, interlacing the fingers. And finding even more space, even more length. We'll take two more full breaths. And then exhale, releasing that down to the ground. Maybe swaying the legs side to side. Windshield wipering the legs. Last one. We'll take a bow here. I found that in my home practice, I avoid these, so I'm trying to include them. Bring the knees together if you can. Starting to bend the knees, bringing your heels towards your glutes. We're going to start reaching back with our palms. Nice, maybe grabbing the outsides or the insides of the feet, whatever feels good to you. As we inhale, we begin to lift up the chest by pushing into the palms with the feet, tops of the feet, palms pushing into the tops of the feet. Maybe looking up. If you look up, you'll go up. We'll be here for 3 more breaths. And then exhale, releasing out of that. Nice, bringing your palms underneath your shoulders, pushing back, coming into variations of child. So knees will come together. We'll sit the heels or the glutes back, sending the arms behind you. Excuse me. We'll bring the forehead to the ground. If you like traditional childs and would rather take that, feel free to do so. Nice, we'll be here for about 3 more breaths. And slowly beginning to push up, coming onto your heels, letting the heels go in front of you. Setting up for a reclined butterfly, bring the soles of the feet together. We'll begin to walk our spine back. Nice, maybe bringing one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Setting up for a gratitude practice here, drawing in 3 things that you're absolutely grateful for in this day, in this moment. Sealing that in with an inhale. And then exhale, sighing it out. Nice, setting up for our inversion practice. We'll take Happy Baby today. So if you have another inversion that you'd like to take, feel free to do so. If not, we'll start to bring our knees towards our armpits. Maybe grabbing the outsides of the calves, maybe the outsides of the feet, maybe even the big toes. Most important thing here is that our low back stays glued to the ground. Okay, so maybe here playing with straightening out one leg and the other. Maybe rocking side to side, massaging low back. Be here for about 4 more deep breaths. Starting to slow down the breath. Nice, and then eventually bringing our knees into our chest, giving yourself a big hug. Setting up for our spinal twist. We'll take an eagle variation here. So if you want to place the left leg over top the right, and then let the legs go over towards the right, feel free to do so. If not, we'll just let the arms come to a T. Gaze will go left, legs will go right. Nice, maybe deepening this a little bit, placing that right palm on top of the outside of the left leg. And then slowly legs come back to center, undoing any bind, switching the bind if you took it. Right leg comes over left, and sending the legs over towards that left side. Maybe gaze goes over towards the right. And slowly knees come back into chest. And then clasp our final posture, Uttanasana, bringing your eye sockets to your kneecaps, hugging into a tight little ball, engaging every muscle in your body, clenching your teeth, furrowing your brow. As you exhale, releasing the chest down to the ground, keeping the knees in. Taking one more inhale here. And exhaling, releasing the legs out to each corner of the mat. We'll end class today with 3 cleansing breaths, how I like to end class. So inhaling in through the nose, pausing at the top. We exhale, sighing something out. Nice, next inhale. Sucking in as much air as you can, pausing at the top, sucking in a little bit more air. As we exhale, we'll it out of the mouth. Nice, next and last one. We'll inhale in through the nose, biggest, longest, deepest breath of the day. Pausing at the top, we'll hold here for 3, for 2, and for 1. As we exhale, we it out of the mouth, releasing into our Shavasana. If you'd like to stay in Shavasana longer, please feel free to do so. If not, we'll slowly bring movement back to our fingers and our toes. Maybe bring circles to the wrists and the ankles. Maybe bringing our knees into chest, rolling onto our favorite side for fetal position. And then slowly with the eyes closed or hazy, making your way to an easy seat. We'll bring our palms to prayer at heart center, taking one more breath here. Maybe sealing in that intention one last time. And then exhaling, releasing it, letting it go. Next inhale, palms come up to our third eye center. Thank you, yogis, for practicing here with me today. I've said it before and I'll say it every time. Thank you for giving me some purpose in this crazy time. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your weekend. Namaste.